What is up, y'all? Simanga Michael Njapa, personal trainer and online coach. And I'm back again with another Master the Basics video. Today we're going to cover the squats. I'm going to give you guys practical tips that you can use, as well as a primer and a quick mobility routine you can use before you actually do on your squat days. So let's get right into it. First one we're going to start with is something called the 90-90. So these are called 90-90s for obvious reasons. 90, and you want to really try push your knees straight into the ground. And some people do these when they lean forward a little bit and then they continue to have their knee pressing into the ground. Push, 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 push. You can go even a little bit further, feel a little bit of a stretch on the glute there. And then you can go straight into the other one. So you'll go heels staying on the ground. So these are more dynamic. So before the workout, we'll prioritize dynamic things that will move in and out of positions, but we're not really holding and doing static stretches. Those are more for after the workouts. So there, 3, 2, 1. This is just to open up your hips before you get in there. 3, 2, 1. Easy. Okay, the next one is going to be in heaven and earth. So heaven and earth, depending on your mobility, on your ankle mobility again. I would get into this position here. Alright? Touch the earth and then reach for the heavens. Touch the earth, reach for the heavens. So that's getting that thoracic mobility, thoracic rotation going while still maintaining this open hip position that we're going to need to get comfortable in before we go in there. Okay. If you find yourself struggling to do this and it's like really hard to stay in that position there, you can even go use a bench or something, or use something and hold on to it and do that there. Yeah? And then lean into the one side, lean into the other side. Okay. Awesome. Now, those are 2 mobility moves you can try. 2 primers. Primers are basically trying to prime the muscles now, so we're not talking about moving in and out of dynamic positions. Now we're trying to use the muscles, warm the muscles up, warm up your central nervous system, everything, get everything firing so that when you get in there, you're ready and you're warm. So the first primer I'm going to give you guys, because we're going to use the glutes, is a one-legged, what do they call it? Glute bridge, yes, one-legged glute bridge. Okay, so that one, you lie on the ground, hands close to you, and feet relatively close to you. One leg up, and then you thrust into the ground. Into the air, sorry. 3, 2, 1, thrust into the air. So you can do about 20 of these, 15 of these, just to really get that glute nice and warm. 1 set should be good enough for most people. And if you're feeling this in the back of your leg, you know that your leg is too far forward. So just move your leg further in there. Then you do the same thing on the outside. Just like that. Okay, then the last primer is actually going to be the squat itself. So you could do a couple other primers, but in this case, to save time, you want to practice the move. It's going to give you more time to practice the move, but also it's going to prime the exact muscles you're going to be using for the squat. So we're going to go into the bar. Let's go. So I'm going to preface this by saying there's a lot of things that you have to do correct to get a good looking squat, but also you do these, you got to practice them. You got to do these consistently, maybe twice a week if you're starting out. And then your squat will obviously get better. And you won't have to think about these cues as much as you might have to now. So with these, we're gonna make sure that our neck is in the center of the bar, or our head is in the center of the bar. We're gonna scooch in there. There. And then the bar is laying on the top of our traps. This is a high bar squat. Some people do a low bar squat with the bars there. But today we're going to do a high bar squat. Okay, so I'm going to step out just a little bit. If you feel like you're doing heavier weights, then you can even be closer to the rack so that if you fail, the rack can catch you. But that's not what we're doing today. And you're gonna hold on right about there. Yeah? And then you're gonna squeeze your lats, feet a little bit wider than shoulder width, toes pointing out, and knees pointing out in the same direction as your toes. Alright? Deep breath into your stomach. A little bit of a crunch. 3, 2, 1. Okay, so the reason why squat's so important is because it's a functional move. What does functional mean? Functional basically means that it's something that transfers to your daily life. You do it all the time, whether you know it or not. When you're getting up from the car, you're squatting. You're getting in the car, you're squatting. You're sitting on the couch, you're squatting. You're always doing some sort of squats in your daily life. So if you can become stronger at that and be more efficient at that, even by the time you're 80, 90, you won't need people to help you up. So it's going to help in terms of longevity, but also, of course, there's the aesthetic component of your legs and your glutes. But the main thing is longevity. That's why squats are so important. How deep we go depends on a few factors. Depends on how well trained the person might be, how they feel when they're doing the squat, they're comfortable, their mobility in their hip, their mobility in their ankle, all those kind of things. But that's what I would say is, not to toot my own horn, but like the sort of gold standard of, that's how I would want my clients to squat eventually. If we have to start out with Mrs. Jones and we have to do something like this at the beginning, it's fine. That's fine. The other thing that I always tell my clients when we're squatting is, too many people think of starting the move with their hips going back. So they start the move like that. Then by the time they get down here, this is way too far. This angle is way, way, way too far. So by the time we add load on there, all that load is going to be there. So you almost want to think of, again, doing all the cues. So feet slightly wider than shoulder width, toes pointing out, and we're going to start with deep breath into your stomach, a little bit of a crunch, and then we're going to go down first. And as soon as you can't come down anymore, then your hips will start to go back slightly. So remember that, down, then back. So don't start by doing this. Okay? That's the main thing. Footwear is super important when it comes to squats. You want to squat in flat shoes. Normally, I wouldn't squat in these because they're a little bit foamy, they're a little bit bouncy. So these are for like when I'm standing all day and I have to do my actual personal training work. So that's when I would wear these, and of course for the illustration of this video. Otherwise, I would wear flat shoes. I can't tell you how many times I've trained a client and they're doing either squats, lunges or whatever, and for some reason their balance is all over the place, just not stable because of these. I'm not blaming Adidas or anything, don't sue me, but I just mean the shoes matter. You want to wear flat shoes, shoes where you can feel that, they call it that tripod in your feet. There, and there. You want to feel that connection to the ground. Some people even do it barefoot, and if that's what you want to do, absolutely. Okay, last thing is, with all this kind of stuff, guys, all these technique videos, it's about, like, again, the name of the series, mastering the basics. So with mastery, you need to start from the bottom. If you need to start with no weights and doing them free weights without a bar, do that first until you build up your technique, until you can do about 15 to 20 proper squats, no problem. Then add the bar. Then once you can do that, then add some weight to the bar. Okay, so don't rush any of these things, otherwise you're not gonna master the basics. So that is it for me. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure that you like, subscribe, comment, and I will see you guys in the next one.